It's just not working. No big thing though. Yeah. Okay, relax, bro. Man, you so worked up in the morning, bro. Damn, you worked up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, we go. Hey, look, man. One day I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna throw you up against the damn window or something. No, I'm just kidding. You're gonna be like, nigga, please. I wish you would. Got my mentality now, bro. Oh, I don't want to smell this here. Oh, you got a box to play with now? That's a rifle box, bro. Shotgun box. No, you gotta stay down, bro. Hairs, bro. Come on, man. I ain't gonna pull another one, cause no, bro. We got a baby too, bro. Oh, bro. Come on, bro. Kill me, bro. Kill me, bro. Kill me, bro. It's just hairs, bro. Cats are not cleaner than dogs, bro. I think these Chinese fucktards just like to eat them. That's their problem. The moral subjugation is stupid. Well, they already know if I want to have a dog, I have a dog here, and they ain't shit they can do about it. Oh, man. Let's get this going. Yo, what's going on? Great elevations, everybody. Yeah, man. I don't even like breathing the air no more, man. No, I do. I mean, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's just ginger, water, and lemon. No tea. I guess you'd call that tea. Because it's in above warm, it's heated water. Anyway, do you know what can cause how do you put it? I'm not attempting to sound all medically, but I just want to put this out there. Brother shared something to me, but I've talked about it before. If you want to run back over my videos, because remember I went through child abuse for 6 years, up to 6 years, very, very bad. Are you aware? Are you aware that when you beat your child, that's not what our people did. They didn't hit them at all. And I see it from everybody, the ignorance. Even that has come from my mouth, talking about, oh, look, it made me right. Now, I used to say that artists be narcissistic and sarcastic, but to even relay that, and knowing that it was a disease, a decrepit way of being, even though I was being narcissistic or sarcastic, was wrong. What can shorten a man or a woman's life? Men more than anything, but women as well. By 10, 15, 20, even 30 years. We're talking about off of their life. The trauma that is inflicted because of child abuse and neglect. Now, some doctors who are idiots, you know, they obviously work for the agency, would say otherwise, but we don't care about what they say. Medical misinformation isn't so much misinformation today because big tech wants to silence people and have people not talking until they meet their quota of their numbers. You see, that's why I always say, look at the people working at the establishments, take a picture of their faces and know who they are. No, I do. Right now, we know everybody that works in YouTube. Everybody. Silicon Valley. And we say that because we need to know those who would harm people on this soil and not stand behind them and allow them to be further harmed, like Pfizer, them two Negroes, two little freaky deaky things. Everybody's talking about it. See, the worst thing that you can do is be working for an establishment that is harming people and think that it's going to go unbridled or unchallenged. Now, because they got a bunch of wackos behind everything, they feel safe. This is how crazy they are. Anyway, back to the point, right? At hand. When you abuse a child, not only do you cause traumatic adversities, you create a destabilization of their DNA. This is something seen. You can look it up. And with that is like a time bomb within the body, waiting for the right moment to click, for something to click off. There's a rearrangement. Didn't I tell you about shaken baby syndrome? If a baby can't withstand being shaken like that, what is driving an individual to do that? Now, a lot of us would say child abuse. No, just neglect. Neglect creates all these different phenomena. And the system created it, because we've been going over that in William Cooper's book, The Silent Weapons for Silent Wars. History being changed. That is traumatic on an individual who realize, oh, I've been lied to all this time by people who I was supposed to trust. First of all, the institutionalization of the children and the people is mitigated by fake media. I'm surprised that even though the numbers went down, media is still pushing out the same garbage. So we have been entrusted to touch media when media was over 50 journalists. Now there's 6 different groups ran by the same people that control everything else, who happen to be Zionist fucktards. And nobody wants to speak on that. And it doesn't matter about the niggas over them. I'm just talking about Zionist individuals. Excuse me. Let me watch my mouth, because I can't get no ads like that. I really need to stop, because there's no need to. I don't have to entertain you. Keep you feeling some kind of good. Oh, look, he's talking. The reality is, you not only change the dynamics of the molecular structure because you interfere with its natural inhibited growth factors. So what happens is you change it. You mitigate a new response into that was never meant. So now that is the change made on the nucleic, the acid, the DNA. God dang it, I can't even get the word out. And I know it. Ain't that something? And oh well. And that brings other interferences that nobody knows the direction. Now the enemies at the top know that something's going to come from that. He's going to be abusive. Maybe nothing. He just might not live past 60 or 50. But the other part is he might become a repeat offender. He might get into the music industry. We're easily to manipulate him to push the girly agenda, the feminization of men. He might rob a bank. He might become a police officer and be one of the best puppets we can control. That when we give a hit or we need somebody taken out, we need the organs, he will have no problem. And if he gets caught, what can he say? You see what I'm saying? This is the reality. But it does remove anywhere from 15, 20 to 25, up to 30 years off of your life. Not mentioning the factors of the chemical toxification and poisoning that's going on by these corporations as well. The fact that we burn firewood in a fireplace and our ancestors didn't, I would say that everything we think is forward has always been backwards. Mitigated on the body's irresponse not to be able to tap into that reality unless one of us brought it to the forefront. So it amazes me. People are still stuck on crayon colors because who's the most ignorant that's going to be stuck there. See, our people do it in response, trauma. They do it because they're stupid. I would debate and argue any of the most fluent electrified speaker of theirs with this simple conversation, and in a way they couldn't even reiterate, or there's nothing they could do. I have studied the best. I've watched James Baldwin over 1,000 times. I don't want to get into some of the other ones. Even old Brown, the football player. I've watched numerous. Muhammad Ali. I've found simpler ways to stop all that proverbial. But you and I and all that slave and all that other nonsense because I'm more knowledgeable. And that brings fear. And everything is so fear-based, it's ridiculous. Even with the sociopaths, to not get the rush of not getting caught. Make it make sense, right? So I know you see the thumbnail. I'm not done. I'm about to get into that in a minute. Now, how many of you are aware? I don't watch media, but I get enough information from Signal and a few other things. I'm about to get off of Signal because, the government, they all and everything. Signal's a lot of places where a lot of us veterans utilize that to communicate, but we all knew that they were on there too. Look at Black Lives Matter. They use a felon. The FBI is the most corrupt organization in the CIA. This government is a fraud. These are felon. Pay him $20,000 to infiltrate Black Lives Matter. Hell, George Soros already created to do the foolishness. He's with the NIH. He's out of that new. You see, he talks like Shaw, all them idiots. What New World Order shit. Yeah, it boggles my mind. They will pay another goofy nigga $20,000 to infiltrate the Black Lives Matter. And George Soros created it. Because why? Because different individuals are breaking off and doing different movements, this, that, and the other, to bring awareness to certain things? Maybe so, just to be in there and be an ear? I don't know. Who cares anymore? The FBI's got too many idiots in it. Anyway, now they got good people, but damn, they always make sure they put the idiots to the task of doing the deviant shit. Anyway, how many of y'all aware, I think a couple of days ago in New York, a town in New York, I believe Haverstown, there is a train coming full-blown goddamn speed, and it just so happened at a red light, a truck to be sitting halfway truck. Listen, nobody in the goddamn truck. And the thing was, and this is what media is, they retarded ass, because they all sociopaths. They go to these parties eating cake bodies, if not real bodies. And talking about it was parked, it was stuck halfway on the tracks. No. Somebody says it pulled up to the tracks, the guy got out and walked away. See, this is what I'm talking about. And the train brawls right on through it. Now, no derailment happened. But listen to me. anything can make a train moving at the speed this damn train was. You can look up the video. Haverstown, New York. Let's look it up. Train runs at the tractor trailer. Well, can make that jump the track. That's simple. Okay? Now, nothing came of that. Now, how many of y'all are aware of, after somebody conveys something to me and I say, are you sure? Because, you know, I'm not the person who wants to run with everything. I say, okay, well, let me look into it because I need to convey with somebody else in the place they live. And so my boy goes, oh, yeah, man. Look, I'm packing up. I'm about to head to the mountains. Oh, shit, like that? So, a friend of mine in Tennessee, all right, a fire at a Y-12 National Security Complex uranium processing facility in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, has been contained. But see, what the fuck is a fire at a uranium facility? Everything is happening, and nobody's even paying attention to all these things. And the people at the jobs are not even on high alert. You remember they came out with that bullshit, you see something, say something in New York? These liberal motherfuckers, right? But I said liberal and conservatives are all one and the same batch. They're all full of shit. I know you don't want these hairs are killing me, y'all. I know y'all don't want to believe me. I know y'all want to believe like, yeah, but Trump's and I'm like, I see some of y'all posts on Instagram and Facebook. Y'all are just so retarded. But Trump and the black conservative, that goofy nigga, and the conservatives and shut up. But he just sends the food to Pleasant, Ohio, Goya Beams, and you know you got to put the Mexican company. Oh, shut the fuck up. So what? Excuse my language. That should be happening by the damn businesses, but they all ran by 6 families, right? 6 people, right? That should be happening right off the back, but they destroyed so much food, so many food packing plants and stocks and animals, and I mean literally murdered, just killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and it's all over the world. This earth of ours, this so-called world they call it. And how many does that make? Isn't it funny? Right after they get CERN up, all the CERN's up, we have the fake demic. Then with that, we have both parties pushing this shit. Now, anybody with any kind of sense know good goddamn well if Kamala Harris or that fake fuck, any one of the puppets, Biden's, took that shot, they'd be dead. Ain't no and ifs, ors about it. If they took the real schooly scoop, the whoopity whoop, they'd be dead. They wouldn't be here. Let me look. If y'all want to keep following along and going with the roster of fiction and everything else, then have at it. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just saying, there's little things nobody really wants to look at. Excuse my language. I don't have to curse. Why am I doing that? Hot dog, man. Seriously. Oh, that's strong. A lot of vitamin C there. There's others. I'm not gonna sit here and panhandle y'all with all that. You dig what I'm saying? Be a waste of my time. Actually, I feel like sometimes when I'm conveying something that it's a waste of my time. I really do, honestly. Somebody asked me about this book. It's about us. Somebody asked me about this one, volume 1. I've got the other volumes. It's literally about us. Tartaria and everything. People are starting to come around. This right here. Okay. Abraham Africanus 1. Alexander Del Mar, John F. Feeks and Company. I will have you look that up. His Secret Life as Revealed Under the Mesmeric Influence, Mysteries of the White House. This work has been selected by scholars as being culturally important and is part of the knowledge base of civilization as we know it. This work is in the public domain in the United States of America. There's no United States of fucking America. It says United States of. Pay attention to of and for, okay? And possibly other nations within the United States. Other nations within the United States. Y'all really need to learn how to read, y'all. You may freely copy and distribute this work, as no entity, individual, or corporate has a copyright on the body of the work. So why would they put it out? This is stuff that I had to go over. Scholars believe, and we concur, that this work is important enough to be preserved, reproduced, and made generally available to the public. We appreciate your support of the preservation process and thank you for being an important part of keeping this knowledge alive and relevant. Published by Legostre Press, an imprint of Creative Media Partners. A imprint of Creative Media Partners. I just want y'all to have that, because when I do start reading this, some of you are going to be like, huh? What? Anyway, something according to Act of Congress in the year 1861 by Jah Brickz in the clerk's office of the District Court of the United States, the Southern District of New York. Oh, that's how, yeah. Look at poems and everything. To the reader, Abraham Africanus I. So I said one, right? It's I. All right. Anyway, I gotta remember, like, a lot of buildings that said 1920, it wasn't. That was I or J, and a lot of people don't know that. All them buildings that now they changed over and made it look like 1967, 18. No, it's I or J. Anyway, and look that up if you want to know the correct affiliation to time or place or whatever. Immortal truth, the power. I love my jazz, y'all. 13. Immortal truth, thy power essay to lash the morals of the day. And should the moose's efforts claim small honor for a humble name, her aim is gained by the directed, if but one rascal be detected. Let me read that again, okay? It's a poem, and even though I love poems and all that, it's not like I write or read them all the time. Immortal truth, thy power essay to lash the morals of the day. And should the moose's efforts claim small honor for an humble name, her aim is gained by thee directed, if but one rascal be detected. Something in a fraud. Great knaves deserve thy lash the most, because thy sin at greatest cost. And every sin thou dost forgive will in 100 manner live, till multitudes will boldly ape the greater one should he escape. It alludes to what is about to happen in the time period. Many in my theme, yet when I choose a playful measure for my muse, forget me not, reader, I design to make the graver ensure thine. Forget not. As I paint for you revolting scenes, as droll as true, I claim this judgment till for them, that though you smile, you do condemn. That though you smile, you do condemn. That's almost a directive in this poem. And yes, everybody knows he was a lawyer and he wrote many poems. But this is put together with many different poems. The Great Man's Friend, and I will read them all to you. I just wanted to give you a forewarning. As intriguing as this book is, and I pretty much read the dang whole thing, I think reading it again with you is going to be something. It's gonna rival you. It's gonna make you look away. It's gonna make you go, well, all right. Those of you who are not too despondent in your broken structure of DNA, will find it pretty interesting. Need I say more? I have a whole bunch of books on Abe Lincoln, what he looks like. Obviously, people are still running around with these idiots still pushing this pale skinned pretender. And when you see the real picture of Abe Lincoln standing, they have modged his face, and even his hands are dark. In one picture, they didn't hide, but his face is so modged, where they did so hard. I guess somebody didn't see it. I don't know, works to change the dynamics, but you can see that he's a Negro. Anyway, The Great Man's Friend. One stormy night in chill November, as cold night as folks remember, 'twas 10 o'clock, and every street was cold and damp with rain and sleet. Old chimneys rocked and tiles were cast at mercy of the fitful blast. And houses shook and shutters slammed, and stray cars yelped and hackmen damned. And tavern signs were heard to crack as if their very hearts would break. Creek, excuse me, it's Creek. The Prince, this is very old, y'all. As if their very hearts would break. And leafless trees swayed to end and fro, as if they did nothing else to do. Still, I'll show you guys. This is old, and it's very hard to read, but I managed. Still grew the darkness deep profound o'er our roof, and dome and all around, and froze the rain and moaned the blast, like gibbering spirits as it passed. Each straggler hugged his friendly cloak, as home his lonely way he took, while all the smiles which blessed his home seemed brighter mid the deepening gloom. And oft he started as he passed, as shadows which the street lamps cast. The sleeping watchman snug and tight forgot to hail the passing night. And when in rain and driving sleet, will you stop? And soon held possessions of the street. What's up, Papa? Within his armchair, snug and warm, Bram, y'all. Abraham Lincoln's nickname, Bram, dozing sat, nor heard the storm, or if he heard, he thought, no doubt, how very cold it must be out. The warm full bed and cozy curtain made pleasant rest and slumber certain, and the warm armchair, as you'll suppose, seemed almost courting him to doze. What's up, Papa? Within the broad hearth where he gazed, a gladsome fire cracked and blazed, and rose and fell with cheering sound, diffusing light and heat around. You stop looking at the clothes he wore and all his pride, with both together laid aside, and in his nightgown at his ease, he felt his comfort much increase. Small care had he rain or snow. His excellency viewed his toes, and took his punch as grateful heat came running through his lanky feet. Bram warmed his toes and sipped his liquor until his thoughts and tongue grew thicker. Nor could he think, small brains he boasted, whether his feet were warm or roasted. Thus in his mind confusion grew, until he neither thought nor knew. Yet though he slept his master's mind, these common folks are always blind, beheld what pass, what that I see. The very Andirum bows to me. Excuse me. Andirum, A-D-I-R-O-M. Look it up. Bows to me. And so it was, the Andirum grew beneath his excellency's view. And as it grew, he could but note its brass arms stuck beneath its coats. He wondered if 'twould next have wings, for rum and dreams can do strange things. Great God, quoth Bram, what do I see? The very Andirum bows to me. Yes, Bram quoteth, I bow, you'll find, a fellow feeling makes us kind. I am the devil, and I feel of all the rogues who wrong, who steal, who murder, intrigue, violate. I love the rogue who rules a state, because when he does wrong or says it, 1,000 knaves and fools must praise it, and all the efforts preachers make will not avail till bound to take, or list I take. I love you, Bram, your high position. Easy enough, my boy, says Abraham, taking his friend the wink. His friend the wink? I didn't answer him at all. Then he defeated you in the debate. Not at all. I promised to answer them at the next debate at Freeport. Ha ha, very good, cried Satan. Promises are an easy means to appease. You promised to end the war in 90 days, for instance. The walls of my abode are covered with them. But how did you manage the judge of Freeport? This is when judges actually still existed. You shall hear, said Abe exultingly. When I appeared on the stand, I had my answers already in writing. They were as follows. Answer 2. See, there's not a 1. I do not now, nor ever did, stand pledged against the admission of any more slave states into the Union. Answer 3. I do not stand pledged against the admission of a new state into the Union, which such a constitution as the people of that state may see fit to make. Answer 4. I do not stand today pledged to the abolition of slavery in the District of Columbia. Bram was silent. The devil twitched nervously on his chair, turning over the blade of his tail with a troubled air, as though by doing so he hoped to find the point. I confess, said Nick, I don't see the point. Oh, Nick, Satan. Plain enough, said Bram, putting his arms round his friend's neck and speaking in a tone of exultation. I said, my friends, the judge shall be answered strictly in accordance with the interrogatories he has put to me. I do not stand pledged to anything. He didn't stand pledged to slavery because it didn't exist. He didn't stand pledged to nothing that never was there. Who was Satan? Who was Nick? Bully for you, cried Satan, enraptured. You are the smartest pupil I ever had. I am afraid people will find you out after a while, though. Devil a fear, old boy, as long as I am called Honest Old Abe, the people will swallow anything. There's nothing like having an honest name. It is a cloak for everything. True, said Beelzebub. He forbade, there's going to be a number of names in here. He forbade to say any more. His mind was filled with uneasy suspicions. What if the cute Bram would slip out of his bargain with him? So Abe made a pact with the devil. But who is the devil, y'all? So this is where y'all have a hard time because he made many changes. Remember, old Abe was a Republican, not a Democrat. Isn't it funny how they taught you in school that he was a Democrat? Abe Lincoln was not a Democrat. Oh boy. True, said Beelzebub. He forbore to say any more. His mind was filled with uneasy suspicions. What if the cute Bram should slip out of his bargain with him? True. He continued rolling this idea over in his mind. If I hadn't tacked this name to you, you would have been nowhere today. It gave confidence and you've profited well by it. But how about our arrangement? You don't expect to argue me out of that, do you? Come, brother, said Bram with an affected air of honest indignation. You don't suspect my intentions, do you? Well, hell is paved with them, said the father of lies. Sententious. Oh my goodness. I said the word last night. Sententiously, excuse me. I want something more palpable than your assurances, Abe. Suppose we draw up a little memorandum of our agreement. So saying, he whipped out a little scroll of parchment and tapping a hole in Bram's arm before he was sufficiently aware of his intention to prevent it. Use his blood for ink, then scribbling furiously for a few minutes, he covered the scroll with fine writing and read the contract to his confrere. I hereby pledge to elevate Abraham Lincoln to a life presidency of the United States of America. Stop, cried Bram. You promised a monarchy, or at least a first consulship. At the top it says Africanus I Abraham. Fool, said the devil, don't you perceive that if you call yourself a king or first consul, the whole people will rise upon you? Because you need to know there were kings and queens here. And Lincoln was more of a Khan. Let them rise, said Bram. I have my army. Every officer has been selected and appointed with that view. They are all men who believe the government needs to be strengthened. Your army wouldn't be worth a straw if you proceed so rudely. There are Democrats enough in the country to eat up your army. But they're not organized, urged Bram. And what's more, I don't intend to let them organize. Very strongly put, brother. But still, there's nothing like doing things smoothly. My word for it, though easiest way is the best. You owe all your present success to 4 things. First, my nomination. Second, your sobriquet of honest. Third, those weak points of the Constitution, which a little management converted into flaws, and a little stretching widened into fissures wide enough to drive a train or cars through. Military necessity did the rest. Military necessity did the rest. Fourth, doing things quietly. All these things combined have given you what I promised you in our first contract, power. Silent weapons for silent wars, sounds familiar. In return, you brought on a war which has made taking both belligerents together something like 1 million of victims. And out of that 1 million, chuckled Abe, of course, you reaped a plentiful harvest. Not so, Bram. I never was more deceived in my life. I got my share, but the majority of them were poor, ignorant fools, infused with a false patriotism. I did well with the abolitionists, and the men who accepted bounties. But the former were very scarce, and the latter were hardly worth picking up. But to our contract, if you are elected for another term, you can easily get a law passed declaring the country in a state of permanent insurrection and demanding more power to put it down. You paying attention to what he's saying? Aloof to what's going on. The first thing will be a law to make the presidency perpetual while the war lasts. The next, another making it perpetual during your life. See, Trump did that very thing. Biden is not the fucking president. I don't care what you say. And if you go and look this up, you will see that Trump literally signed it in, giving Lou that while Biden's in, it's the UN. Didn't mean to rhyme there, I'm just saying. Look into it. The first thing will be a law to make the presidency perpetual while the war lasts. The next, another making it perpetual during your life. Thus you will have got over the hardest part of it. The rest is easy enough. You can then have it entailed on your posterity and change the title whenever you please. Executive orders. I should advise you to stick to that of president, though. Do you see? President's a fictional character. There's nothing like a mild name to continue. I hereby pledge to elevate Abraham Lincoln to a life presidency of the United States of America, and to stand by him and assist him to subvert the liberties of the American people and debauch their civic aspirations, to impose upon them in every imaginable form of low cunning and cheat them with words of double meaning, double speak, and with false promises, until by these and kindred means that end is accomplished and his dynasty firmly established. While Satan was writing the contract, Bram held out his arm very patiently by way of inkstand. But now he withdrew it hastily and looking at his watch, exclaimed, "All right, my boy, I'll sign that, and then you'll be pleased to consider this interview at an end. For some of my generals have been advancing too quickly, and if I don't relieve them of their commands, the war will be over in a jiffy. And goodbye to my plans." "You forget," said Beelzebub meaningly, and fixed his burning eyes upon Bram's, till the letter whined and wiggled, as though he was on a toasting fork. "You forget, my dear Bram." "What?" shammered Bram, fearing he had been detected, yet hoping to escape. "What do I forget?" "What?" roared the evil one. "Do you pretend you don't know? You low, cunning, pettifogging, cringing, artful Illinois stomp lawyer? Would you cheat me? You know very well there's no consideration expressed in that deed, or you wouldn't have been in such a hurry to sign it and run to look after your major generals. But come, let us remain friends. I admire you the more for your dishonesty. Only you mustn't think to beat the devil around a stump. Honor amongst thieves, you know." So saying, the worthy pair shook hands and smiled. The elder and one then proceeded to finish the agreement, "In consideration whereof my friend promises no pledges to render unto me what he possesses. It ain't much anyhow, of a mortal soul, the same to be mine forever. Signed, Baal, B-A-L, and then signed, Bram, Abe Lincoln." We'll pick this up. I want to read half of this today. We're going to pick this up in about an hour and a half. I'm not going nowhere. I got my beans down there, and chickpeas, beans, and vegetables, and I need to stir them. So we're on page 12, okay? At the signing of the declaration. Now, I need some people to understand something, because I think a lot of people misconceive my stand. Hold on, excuse me. Heat it up, Papa. That's why I put it there. That's new. You like that? Give me something to put in the car there. Okay? I need y'all to understand something. All right? Listen here. I, in no fashion, shape, or form, ever liked Abe Lincoln. I detest him. I have nothing but utter hate because he was considered more Moorish than anything. He was an institution and institutionalization because, are y'all aware that up north, most of the Indians up there were actually the ones that were enslaved? Because of England stopping when they did, and feared something else. So there was a hidden, and though we were going up north and stealing the Pelicans, bringing them down south, we incurred many foreigners who went behind the scenes to betray us down south, because we were a very free people for the Republic, and it was tottering. It was still standing. What they never tell you in this fake history is some of the enormous bombs that went off in the Midwest that there's no history written of, that destroyed major cities, mountains, temples, pyramids. I mean, blew them the hell up. So you never hear that. So what am I giving you? Something that is more beneficial to look and pay attention. I never had no love for that motherfucker. My great-grand couldn't stand that bastard. He betrayed that which was normal. And what did he do it for? And then who do you think took him out? And why do you think they took him out? His worth was used. He had betrayed the people. Now, we're not going to send you nowhere else. Because he started to change face. He started to see something was wrong. He started writing his journals, to which none of you ever got to see, have you? Even him, like Martin Luther King, believed that he had done the wrong thing. It disturbed him, as Mary said. It disturbed him. So none of y'all know that, do you? Y'all keep following these idiots that don't know shit, huh? Keep giving you some stuff to research. And I need to really, really watch my mouth. What is wrong with me? I think the rage of what's going on and the anger I have and how I want somebody to trigger me, and I just want to, and I feel they don't want to, you know. I'm going to contain it. There's no need to swear. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out. We're gonna get off of here. I'm not gonna answer a whole bunch of questions on here. So if you ask them, I'll answer them later because I do go to mentions or where I see where people share my stuff, and I do go to the little thing you hit up top and it shows all my questions. And a lot of times it's the third and fourth that I hit on like, and I don't like doing that. It's kind of like it's phony to me. Okay. Hey, Rep, what's going on? What's going on, baby girl? Hey, PJR. Man, hey, what's going on, baby girl? What's going on? Rondo. Hey, they beating you in, bro. Don't be letting that happen. Okay, and we gotta get that to the women. Platinum Gold TV. What's going on, family? Y'all, I'm gonna keep doing. I love y'all, man. I love all of y'all. Trust me. Like I said, if I can have me 5 or 6 goddamn women up under me, I'd be elevated to the highest point, and they'd be able to fucking do shit they never even thought was possible. Trust me. And we have a whole new tribe to come up and teach them how to build shit and teach them the truth of history and everything else. Gross stuff. Hell, I don't care if we built up underground, on top of the underground. That's what these enemies want to keep from happening because they know what we're capable of. But a lot of us are still so stuck in believing that we owe everything, we own everything, we in control everything. That's not me. I've said who I was. I look at things differently. I respect everyone. Well, you know how you have this little foolish saying, respect is earned. Well, how the fuck you gonna earn it if you don't give it on both sides? The fuck respect ain't earned? That's a natural. That's natural. Respect the trees. Respect the things that you walk over. Respect who you are and where you move at. I'm so tired of all these goofy individuals who speak so programmed, so automated and robotic. Anyway. My mouth is a little numb because I take a pinch, about 1/4 teaspoon of clove, and put it in my mouth and rinse. And you hold it in there for about 3 to 5 minutes. Your mouth goes numb. You hear me? It's like taking nutmeg and getting shavings. If you're a heroin addict and you drink that every day, it holds you. And don't get you high, make you a little woo-woo, but you know, this natural stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm about to go and stir my beans and everything, and then I'm gonna brush with some turmeric and coconut oil. And that, cause like I said, your teeth ain't supposed to. If your teeth pearly white, we got issues. Man, I'm looking at something what you had done to your mouth, nigga. If your teeth pearly white, I'm looking at you like that. Cause there ain't nothing. There's veins and vessels and blood. No, man. Oh yeah. Your teeth are porous, so don't be stupid. Real talk. Hey, all right, love y'all. That was a good one. To my beautiful sisters, my brothers, you already know. It's time to warrior up. Warrior up. All right, y'all have a grand day.